Hello everyone, my name is Ivana and today I would like to walk you through how to create a cold plunge dashboard using Google Sheets and Grafana. So let's start with the first and with the toughest step. From now on, this is going to be easy. Let's start with putting all of the information about our cold plunges into Google Sheets. As you can see, I'm tracking all important things about my plunges in this sheet. I'm tracking location, latitude, longitude, how long did I spend in the water, what was the temperature. Make sure that general access is set to anyone with the link, so you can access this sheet from the Grafana. In the next step, we are going to install and set up Google Sheets data source. Select Plugins and Data, go to Plugins and make sure that you are seeing all available plugins, not just the ones which are installed. Click on Google Sheets, click Install, and as soon as Google Sheets data source is installed, click on Add the new data source. Give your new data source a name, for example, Cold Plunges. Select API key as your method of authentication and click on Credentials page. As we have selected API key as our method of authentication, we are going to move to the Google Cloud Console to create it. So let's start with creating a new project. Give your new project a name and click on Create. We are now waiting for the project to be created. As soon as the project is created, select it and create API key by clicking on Create Credential and selecting API key. Copy your API key and move to the Enabled APIs and Services. We need to ensure that our Google Sheets API is enabled so we can access it from Grafana. Click on Google Sheets API and click Enable. Go back to Grafana and enter your freshly created API key. So now we have Google Sheets data source all set up and we can move to my favorite part, which is building beautiful dashboards. Data source is successfully connected. Click on Build Dashboard, select your data source from the data source list, and then go back to your Google Sheet where you find the ID of your sheet. Copy and paste it to Spreadsheet ID. You can optionally specify a range of cells that you would like to query. I am doing this to ensure that I am only seeing data related to my plunges, but this is optional. As soon as I'm seeing data, I'm going to save the dashboard and give it a name. Okay, so as a first step, we are going to use GeoMap panel to show all of the places where we took cold plunges on a map. So as I said, we are going to use the panel number 1 with the table visualization as kind of our template. We are going to duplicate it, and with the duplicate we are going to work. So I have chosen a GeoMap panel. I am updating the name. And now I'm going to edit this panel so it shows my cold plunges places in a way I want to. So let's start with setting up what we are currently seeing as the initial view. Then I'm moving to map layers, and for the first layer I'm going to choose the type of map that I would like to see. Here I am exploring different options, but the one that I like the most is OpenStreetMap. For the second layer, I'm going to choose markers. and these are going to be places where I took plunges. I'm going to use my query as a source of data, and I'm going to use auto location mode, which is able to identify my latitude and longitude fields. Here I'm adjusting the size of the marker. You can also adjust the symbol or color or opacity. And don't forget to save your changes at the end. Another information that I would love to see in my dashboard are some basic stats. How many times have I gone cold plunging? What was the average temperature? Or how long was I able to stay in water? Once again, I am duplicating initial table panel. With the duplicate, I'm going to change visualization type to stats, and using transformation, I'm going to hide all of the data I'm not interested in. In this case, I just want to see average time that I'm able to spend in the water during cold plunges, so I'm going to keep only that data visible. I'm going to update the name of the panel, and using different visualization options, I'm going to adjust it to my liking. So I'm using mean as a calculation because I'm interested in average. For threshold, I'm not setting any value, but I'm changing color to blue. Color mode is set to background gradient, and I would also like to add unit to my values, so I'm choosing seconds. Let's duplicate the first stats panel and look at different metric. What about average water temperature? After I updated the title, I'm moving to transform data, where I am enabling water temperature and hiding how long did I stay in the water. Because the temperature is in Celsius, I'm updating the units as well. I continue and repeat this for every metric I'm interested in. Here we go, our dashboard is ready. We can see all of the stats, we can see individual plunges in the table, and in GeoMap we can see all of the places where we took plunges and also information about them. If you would like to build your own cold plunge dashboard, or if you would like to use this as an inspiration to track other activities, you can find all of the resources down below.